Oh, hey there. Welcome to Farmer Ranch Daily. My name's Gabe, and today we're going to be working on this 1970, I believe, F600. I don't know exactly how long, but it's been sitting here for, my guess is about 2 or 3 years. F600 grain truck. I believe it was parked because bad brakes, and who knows what it will take to get started. Sitting here for 2 years now, and I have a worry that there could be chewed wiring, because it looks like it's been inhabited with pack rats for a while. And you can tell by that blooming thistle, I think is what it is, might be something else, that he's probably still in here. But it's a pretty clean looking truck. Usually these are all split and cracked out. It's starting, but it's still good. No headliner, does have the visors. Steering wheel, of course, has cracks. About either 96,000 or 196,000. Pretty slick looking old truck. Got a nice bed bore in it. Diamond tread, not too many dents. Diamond plate, whatever. Rubber doesn't look too awful bad. Well, I guess let's pop the hood. Probably a 391 would be my assumption. I don't know what all motors they had in these. I do know for a fact they had 391s. Still has the windshield washer fluid bag. Don't usually see that. Red too. Looks like it still has all the air cleaner assembly on it. Has a normal old nut, not a wing nut. No battery. But I got a battery, so guess I'll just prop you up here and start getting into this thing. So one of the first things you should be doing before you crank over an old truck is make sure it has oil in it. Looks like it was probably a little full, but a little dark, but doesn't look like bad oil. Has oil in it. Hopefully it's free. fan slips in the belt too much to check that. Do we have antifreeze? Yep, there's antifreeze in there. Not to the top, but pretty good. I'll grab a wrench and take the air cleaner off. Just ran into a lovely issue with my toolbox. This is an old snap-on top box I built a cage for, and I put the key inside of it and shut the lid. And what happened was, bouncing down the road, I guess the locks decided to close with the key in the box. So hopefully I can maybe pop them with my knife. Maybe they're not all the way set, but if not, the key will be locked in my toolbox. Okay, guess that's another thing for another day, because my knife ain't doing it, and I have pliers on me. So what else do you need? Let's work on the truck solely with pliers only. That's definitely doable, right? Working on the truck with only pliers. That's all they put them together with, I'm sure. Well, it smells like gas. See, mud dauber's nests. The choke doesn't appear to be hooked up. There's a tiny bit of junk down there, but not too bad. Pedal seems to be frozen up a little bit. At least I hope it's the pedal and not the carb. We'll go see if we can loosen that pedal up. That's a little looser. Yeah, definitely no brakes. Make sure it's out of gear. I don't know if we even have that much of a clutch either. It smells like fuel, but we're not pumping fuel. So we'll just get ourselves a bottle over here. Take a water bottle or anything, and works best if you drill a hole in the top, but I'm just gonna poke one with my knife because I can't really get to my drill bits right now. The thing about a knife is you stab it and it shoots off to one side or something. If you drill a hole, it'll shoot straight. Put a bit of gas in it. Mountain gas, good for what ails you. See, kind of just all over. That one's actually one of the better ones. Seems usually to work out with two streams, one shooting off one way and one shooting another way. It's always nice to dump a lot of gas on the intake right before you fire it up, I guess. Not asking for a fire at all. So I was gonna prime the bowls, but on second thought, I think I'll throw a battery in it and spray some starting fluid and just hear it fire before taking off and running with filled bowls. So let's go ahead and do that and see if it even cranks over. I have an interstate battery here, and M24 has 660 cranking amps. Definitely, if you're ever buying a battery, go with interstate. Don't go with Never Start or whatever the other stores sell. Interstate lasts a good long time and they're a good price. So we're gonna hope that has a good connection, and I'm gonna try to crank it over. Just as I suspected, nothing. So that means we either don't have a good connection, we have a bad ground, or a blown fuse or chewed wiring. Hopefully not the later. Far up under the hood here, I don't see any rat damage. Could be in the dash though. There is no visible rat damage in the cab, and I don't have many tools right now and my camera's about dead. So I'm gonna just spin the starter and see if it turns over with some jumper cables. So we'll take one cable and go to that very healthy look. We'll take the power and go to that very healthy looking power cable that looks like it's probably grounding out right there. And it certainly is. So we don't want that. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can undo that cable with my pliers. Decided to go ahead and cut that cable for the fact that I need to replace it anyways. So now we shouldn't have sparkies. If we do, we have some issues. Yep, no sparks. So I'm going to take my negative cable and I'm going to clamp it on a starter bolt, or really any ground, but this is halfway handy-ish, so I'm just going to clamp it on a starter bolt. Okay. So now, should be able to put you guys on the other side so maybe you can see everything. So in theory, should be able to clamp my ground cable on and it should spin the motor over. Which it's not doing. So that means I need to check with the pipe wrench. I'll be back. So my pipe wrench hunt was successful. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on the harmonic balancer and see if I can get it to crank over. Well, I'm not going to do it from underneath here. There's a cross member for the motor mount in the way. Try from the top end. Well, the motor turns over just fine. Let's try this once more. Well, I was really hoping it'd crank over, but I'm gonna say the starter is bad. Jumped from the brand new battery to the starter, and all it does is smoke. So I can't even try to jerry-rig it to fire it for you guys. Well, hopefully you can hear with the wind, but as you can probably guess, as usual, It's quite some time later than when the beginning of this video was filmed. I figured the starter was bad on this. That's all I can remember from when I last messed with it. So I have a different starter for it, and I'll replace the starter, and we'll see if it cranks over and runs. Still got the gas underneath the hood. Just a little bit rat chewed. Must have been thirsty. Well, I'm back. Gotta show you something. I was just gonna crawl under here like normal, but if you look around, don't know how well it shows up, there's a lot of spider webs under here. And I don't like spiders or getting bit by spiders. Those are probably wolf spiders, and if they bite you, it really hurts, and you lose that limb that they bit. Or something like that. So I don't want that to happen, so I found some cardboard to throw under there. Make it a little nicer. Had the wrong socket. I figured it'd be reasonable that the starter bolts were 9/16, but apparently they're not. They're about 1/2 inch. So had to get a different wrench. Sorry, not a different wrench, a different socket. There's the starter bolt. A little tiny bolt. Can't believe that. That makes 2 of them. Well, my phone overheated, so it shut off and I stopped filming. I put the starter in. I didn't have a battery and I didn't feel like pulling my truck battery. So I ran a ground cable from my truck to this, a power cable to the starter, then a little power wire to the coil. And I'm going to dump some gas in it and hopefully it'll fire off. Might need a battery to make this work. I don't think, with trying to pull from the battery, I don't know if I'm getting enough power to my coil at the same time as grounding, if that makes any sense, because I'm touching my ground on and off to turn it over. I have the positive permanently connected to the starter. So I'm going to throw a battery in this and try to ground the battery to the motor and to the coil. So I have the battery in here now, so let's try now. Man, that doesn't run too bad for a leaky accelerator pump and old fuel. To die when I push the pedal. There we go, now it won't go. The pedal does stick though. Well, let's see if she moves. That was great. dripping good. Maybe a little more in the carburetor instead of out of the carburetor. Maybe now it'll run again. There it goes. Well, I guess I'm gonna see if I can ease it into reverse and get it out of here without killing it. She moved. well, it ran. Not the greatest, but did run. I think we'll do a part 2 on this. Probably rebuild the carb, put a fuel pump, battery terminals, make it start from the key. A few little things like that to make it run smooth. If you want to see more videos on old farm trucks like this and other cool builds, just subscribe to Farmer Ranch Daily. We'll be doing more. And thank you guys for watching. Bye.